Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Speed here, and I know it's been a hot minute, but today I just want to talk about something that is not only on my mind, but also MG Cards grading. I don't want to say they sponsored this video, but they sent me 4 cards. I've talked to them on Instagram. They reached out to me. They're like, hey, can you review our product and show it on your YouTube channel? And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm really interested in just giving my honest opinion. Like, they messaged me. They're like, Speed, can you look at these cards, make a video? I'm like, yes, under one condition, that I can be perfectly honest, right? And so they were cool with that. They seem like very cool guys. The product that they sent, obviously I've taken a quick look at it. I've not taken like a super in-depth look at it, but it seems very legit. They seem to really care about their product. Once again, not sponsored. I'm not getting paid. This is my full honest review. If I have any gripes with it, I'm going to tell you. And I want to briefly talk about how I think other grading companies are going to do, because MG Grading, which is this company, is definitely not the only one. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with, in particular, Ace Grading, which is Randolph's grading company, which, if anything, is going to be most likely to work out. I still want to talk about that and talk about my opinions on this as a whole. But all right, let's get into it. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just kind of like show off one of the cards while I talk about my overall feelings on the grading. Then we'll kind of go into depth. They also have this it's really official. They also have these pieces of paper, which, I'm even struggling to figure out exactly what they are. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out, but it's super official stuff. And there's one for every single card. So, yeah, it's pretty dope. All right, let's look at the first card. So, I'm going to zoom out real quick. So, this is the first card. It's a Steelix Fee. It's a beautiful Japanese card. You can see it got 10 surface, 9 edges, 9 centering, 9.5 corners, and 9 centering. Really beautiful card. Looks great. Honestly, I'm a little bit iffy about this logo, the whole shiny thing. It's a bit distracting, but I don't know. In this card in particular, it kind of works because it matches. But for some of the other cards, I'm not a huge fan. Like this one, I don't love this too much. I definitely don't love how this works with this. I think the white labels are, I don't want to say they're my favorite out of any grading company, but I think they're, I think they're solid. I think more often than not, it's better to keep it simple with these cards. At least that's my personal opinion, my personal interest. And these very heavily resemble, we'll look at the back in a second, but they very heavily resemble a PSA card, which is fine. I can totally understand why they would go with that route, especially considering, I wonder if one could stack with a PSA card, but especially considering with how competitive this market actually is, if you can't have a card that resembles people's collections, then they might shy away from it. So I kind of understand and almost like this approach where these basically stack. They sort of stack. I don't know if PSA would stack on top of this though. Oh, whoops. No, it kind of stacks. So I can kind of get behind that. It's they sort of work with the PSA collection. They even look somewhat similar, right? As you can see, obviously it's very different cards. This is a beautiful, beautiful card, by the way. And so, yeah, I mean, there's that. Now, on the topic of, let me put this aside. On the topic of the other grading companies, I think I probably have the same opinion as most of you guys. I don't think most of them are going to work out. I think for the majority of the companies, they are only going to be viable, even for something like MG Grading. I think they're only viable as a collector item. So, let's say, you don't have too much interest in flipping your cards, then I would say a company like this is a good option, right? However, if you're trying to make money on your cards, I don't think anyone's really going to pay you much for this, right? At least for now. And I think basically the play for these grading companies is they have to play really long term, which is brutal. It's brutal for companies, right? Because people lose interest. The people who work in the companies lose interest. Just customers can lose interest. The hobby is going to have ups and downs. You gotta pay your employees if you have them. It takes a lot of time, right? This is definitely not easy, especially after you see these papers. This is a lot of work. And so this company, MG Cards, they clearly care, at least for now, they care about their product, and I respect that. But I think the only way this would ever become a mainstream thing, sort of like PSA or even what CGC has sort of become, is if they play the long con. Especially with the fact that, there's just so much value in grading with PSA and CGC and BGS. It's very hard to compete. So yeah, we'll see. I think like if I was to grade my cards with a company like this, I would take a lot of time to message the people who own the company, take a look at the product, the quality, and then see if they're playing the long term. Because then maybe there's a chance the cards will be worth something if that's what you're interested in. Or the other option is if you just like the look and you like the fact that they put a lot of effort in, you're also probably going to pay a lesser price and have better turnaround time. So if you're just a collector, by all means, I think this is actually a fantastic option. And I'm not just saying that to be nice. Like, this card is solid. I expected to get this product and be like, yeah, it just looks terrible. It's low quality. I mean, unless there's something I'm not seeing, it feels good quality. The card looks solid. The subgrades look good. The text is very obvious. It's very clear. So I have the utmost respect for this company. Trying to do their own thing. I can totally get behind that. But that's my general opinion. Even for something like Ace Grading, I feel the same way. I want to see if Randolph really is looking to play the long con and not just make a quick buck. Because if the company's looking to make a quick buck and you even get a vibe of that, I would just stay out. If you're trying to, have some sort of value behind your collection, which I think most people do. I think it's very uncommon to just like only care about the cards, but obviously some people do. But okay, yeah, so now I do want to show you these cards to you guys. I think you'll find them cool, even if you don't care that much about this company. First things first, this one has like this red border. I'll be honest, I do not like it. I just don't think it fits. By the way, shout out to MG Cards for just sending me these 4 cards, like just in general. It was just very kind, like they didn't charge me anything, so it's cool. I know it's promotion for them, obviously, but win-win. Nonetheless, I don't love this red border, frankly. This card has a lot of like damage on the top. At least it looks like it does. I guess they have edges 8, which makes sense. Yeah, okay. Nonetheless, I don't love this red. As you can even see there, it looks like it's a bit creased. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like right there. It looks like the red kind of got beat up a little bit, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. And so that's something they'll have to take a look into. Because not only do I not think this like kind of looks great, especially with like a black card, I'm not a fan. I'm assuming this is a customization option. It even has like the silver background. Once again, it does look like it kind of got like wrinkled up at the top. So they'll have to be careful about that in the future. It's definitely something that they need to fix. Because obviously that's, I don't want to have to send back in my card to get like it evened out. Unless I'm missing something, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So yeah, that's cool. They also have on the back here, like, I don't really know exactly what it all means. We'll have the papers to sort of look at it, but it is pretty cool because on the back of the card, it basically tells you what's wrong. So the surface is good on the front, it seems. On the back, I guess there's some issues. Obviously I'm not going to really look for them. The corners, apparently in the top left, on the front, the top left and top, or here, let's just look. So apparently the corners are busted somewhere. So a little bit there. I guess that's what they're talking about. A little bit of whitening. It's not focusing too well. And apparently, I don't know what the red means. Maybe red's like just straight up bad. The corners look pretty good here, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think like I'd have to look at this paper. All in all, this is like the type of thing. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. This is the type of thing, like, personally, I don't care about, right? Like, I know some people do, and for a certain target audience, for a certain niche, which maybe MG Cards is going for, by all means, like, I can fully understand, like, the appeal behind this. It's really cool if you care about that type of thing. Like, I don't care about that type of thing that much. Like, I'm more just about, like, looking at the card being like, yeah, that's cool. I have a connection to this Pokemon. It brings me back to my childhood, or it's just cool in general. But, like, this is pretty dope, especially if you understand what it means, which I would imagine you would if you'd pay for it. But you can even see that they tell you the centering, like, which this must take a ton of work. That's my only thing. I don't know how this is sustainable for them. This seems like an insane amount of work to do all this. I don't know how much they're charging. MG Cards, if you're watching this, feel free to comment whatever you want. It's up to you. And yeah, so that's one card. Then we have another one, which is an 8, which has 10 surface. That's rough. But, they seem more like a CGC, where they're pretty harsh, especially for, like, centering. If you look here, this card has a 9 centering. Looks pretty good on the front to me. Probably a little bit small top to bottom. And then on the back, looks okay. Maybe a little bit off right to left. No, pretty solid. Pretty solid. And so, yeah, I mean, once again, it's got the cool stuff on the back. These are like, I would imagine these are the fully kitted out cards. I don't know if you can get cards without subgrades or anything like that. I would imagine if you're going to use a company like this, you would probably want to get the subgrades. You'd probably want to get the stuff that they have on the back, like the subgrades. I don't know what else. I don't know what else you call it. But this one has this like yellow tape. And I'm calling it tape because honestly, it kind of just looks like yellow tape. Which is like, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of meh. I get the concept. It's an electric type Pokemon. You have this electric border. But like, the issue I have with it sort of is like the top is very clearly much bigger than the sides. And like as a card collector, centering is something that stands out to me, especially now more than ever. And so it's like a little bit off-centered and it doesn't look... It looks okay. I think, like, I wish there was maybe some way where the whole card could have it. I don't know how that would look, though. I don't know how that would look. But yeah, there's that. Okay, and let's look at these papers. So, yeah, so apparently they, like... I don't really know what this means. Like, the dots, I'm assuming, is kind of, like, telling you, like, where stuff is wrong. So this is the Tapu Koko VMAX. It's saying the corners are really beat up somewhere. Yeah, like, I don't want to spend too much time on that. I'm just being genuine with you guys. I really don't care that much about that type of thing. It's just not my vibe. It never has been. But, like, the centering stuff is insane. Like, it's insane. And there's one for all of them. Like, they tell you where, like, the corners are beat up. They tell you, like, where all the centering is off. It's, like, super crazy good. Like, this, honestly, as I said, this seems very, like, they try very hard. I don't know what they charge, but I would have to imagine it's around, like, $20. I don't know. But okay, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, I hope you found that as cool as I did. Once again, literally, I'm not getting anything out of this. I thought it was cool. They reached out to me. It's just a fun thing to do. Obviously, I got some free cards out of it. So, once again, shout out to MG Cards. And in terms of all the grading companies, I'm gonna state my opinion once again. I do not think grading with even a company like MG Cards is a good idea if you're looking to make money. I do not think it's a good idea. They even have their logo on the bottom right, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. That seems kind of weird. But I wouldn't do it for monetary value. I absolutely would do it for collection purposes. And not once again, not for monetary value. But like these cards, they clearly do a great job. Subgrades, the casing's nice. The detail is incredible. So there's value in that. Because PSA would never do this. They don't have enough time. Right, and so there's a big trade-off there. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, and by the way, do not click off yet. 1 second, let me show you. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek. Sneak peek before we end off. Take a look at this. Look at this. Sneak peek. I'm currently pricing these out. It's taking me a while. It's more than I thought. Can I even fit this on the table without knocking everything? Here's just the first page. You can kind of get a glimpse into what this is, right? I'm going to make an entire video on this where I actually have a better camera angle. This is obviously not a great camera angle, but just for some perspective, look at that. That's all. The next video will be covering this binder and 2 others. It is nutty stuff. Really, really cool. It's a collection I will be purchasing, and yeah, I'm working on pricing it out. Nonetheless, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm probably going to do another auction stream soon. I also got accepted to Whatnot, so I'm probably going to do a Whatnot stream for fun as well soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!